I was deeply hurt by the ghostly-style opening ceremony of Tokyo Olympic Games in Japan. When I just recovered from it, the Expo Osaka mascot made my jaw drop. Is that new version Parasite? In Japan, and thinking about mascot, what's behind their spooky style? The degradation of human nature or lure of money? The truth is complicated. Let's go find out. At some point, Japanese mascots started to become more and more bizarre. My investigation reveals that these ugly mascots are not the product of Japanese aesthetic backwardness, but their new way to get rich faster. The term Cool Japan gives rise to this style. It was first mentioned in 2002 article by Douglas McGray, an American, in which he noted, instead of clasping beneath with political-economic misfortunes, Japan's global cultural influence has quietly grown. Japan looks more like a cultural superpower today than it did in 1980s. Simply put, Japan did have the ability to grow by soft power, but Japan ignored this gesture at the time. It was in 2010 that Japan realized their cultural industry was profitable. So Nodokan, the Prime Minister, officially proposed Cool Japan strategy in his New Growth strategy, and Shinzo Abe, who returned to power in 2012, is a fervent supporter of it, seeing it as a driving force of economic growth. With the cultural enrichment at Japan's economic table, Japan began to frantically dig cultural industries, and mascot is one of them. Early in 2007, Haikouyan brought a small wave of mascot to Japan, but with only a local style, it had little influence. In 2010, Kumamoto County Magistrate hired its first mascot civil servant, which brought in over $1.2 billion in revenue to economically depressed Kumamoto within 2 years. The exorbitant earnings shocked Japan, and Eiku Kabashima became the best bird to follow. Mascots designed to be unconventional have become more and more bizarre in appearance and crazy in character. Speaking of strange mascots, Sushi Hawkit, whose prototype is Arctic Shell Sushi, has an impressive image of cockroach shaped by its weird limbs and intelligent eyes. Funansi, the unofficial mascot of Chiba Funabashi, stands out for eccentric personality. Unlike other silent and slow-moving mascots, she is a chatterbox and a spotswoman. Various oddly shaped mascots burst into birth. Expo Osaka is now far behind. Even Cthulhu would be shocked if he saw their cells in water. Why cells? He said the Japanese Shinto preaches animism. They believe that everything in the world, from mountains, lakes, the sun, the moon, forests to firewood, rice, oil, salt, gas, and even tollies has a soul, like human, and everything in the world is equal. So the expo decided to use cells as sorry, I can't continue. Anyway, money tax. The Expo Osaka is a key project with the important task of making money for a country, and it was difficult to design unique and eye-catching mascot for it. Japan chose the latter between being friendly and cute and being hideous and spooky. After all, it's difficult to create profile works with a good intention, find visuals, create focus, and wide popularity, but it's easy to create controversy. Since both can track traffic, the efficient one is definitely a better choice. Putting design aesthetics aside, from perspective spreading, Myaku Myaku is a great success. Of course, the eerie appearance is only one aspect. The Japanese mascot also undertakes the task of public relations and brainwashing public. Look at this one. It looks lovely and cute, but it has a horrible implied meaning. On April 13, 2021, Japan officially decided to discharge radioactive wastewater from Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the sea. To appease the people, the reconstruction agency created a mascot overnight, baby tritium. Tritium is a radioactive hydrogen widely distributed in the Fukushima nuclear wastewater. It can be absorbed by organisms through breathing, ooze, eating, and drinking, and produces a continuous internal radiation hazard. The Japanese government hierarchy is surely well aware of this. Usually, Haisuga's expression of disgust and the bottled nuclear wastewater tells everything. However, in order to legitimize the Pacific Ocean as their sewer, they pretend to be sincere and engage in cordial PR by packaging tritium as a safe drink and inviting everyone to taste it. Interestingly, on the night baby tritium was criticized and taken down, the reconstruction agency released a modified poster with the elemental symbol taped instead of tritium, but the copy was still healthy nuclear wastewater. There was another radioactive mascot for baby tritium. In 1993, Pluto Queen was designed in Japan to promote the development of nuclear power plants. Unbelievably, the prototype of this cute little boy with blush is plutonium, an important raw material for atomic energy industry. Plutonium can be used as nuclear fuel and as a fission agent for nuclear weapons. But in Pluto Queen's promotion video, the cute boy spoke about many frightening science facts in a childish voice, such as, "Although I was used the atomic bomb, I'm actually peace-loving." That's so Japan. They reflect the Japanese underlying logic. First of all, they follow one of the core aesthetic ideas of Japan, mono nowhere. It expresses the idea that man's tolerance, understanding, and compassion for nature and the world, as well as between people, are free from moral constraints and are a reflection of truth and freedom. While mono nowhere contributed to Japanese national identity and self-confidence, it gave rise to a view of literary and artistic creation that ignored morality. Secondly, Japan tries to take advantage of cute publicity to whitewash radioactive elements. In a nutshell, the negative image is softened by the painting of cartoons. For example, Japanese politicians often play cute to dilute their stereotypical and serious image and thus improve relations with the public. Therefore, mascots like Tritium and Pluto Queen are just shields, thus eliminating fears and concerns of the public and downplaying negative influence. Its influence goes far beyond confusing masses. The central aesthetic can create an overinflated national consciousness, eroding history and other nations' cultures. For example, some Japanese are trying to erase the dishonorable history of Japan from their memory by creating a cartoon character full of traditional Japanese symbols in response to infamy Jap suckers. From their point of view, she's just a cute demon named Hinomoto Oniko who gives this term a new and interesting image. But in fact, this term carries a bloody truth and tragic history. Is it acceptable to use a cute cartoon image to cover up the fact of massacre? It's totally against mono nowhere. They're trying to cover up a bloody history with a cute character and hide Japan's crimes against the people of the world, which is indifferent and disrespectful to the world and humanity. Cute women may be a good start for the mascot economy, but the fierce competition of traditional Japanese arts and the modernization of mono nowhere have made the mascots out of control and into a cultural pitfall. Both the shallow production under utilitarianism and the harsh reality under cute image are hurting cartoon lovers and destroying the soft power of Japan at the same time. In the long run, Japan, which has always been soft, will lose the possibility of being hard. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy it.